Hi, welcome to my channel, Josh Gordon Music. This is a Line 6 Pod Go preset, and it's a Gary Moore style preset. Now, as I'm sure you know, when you buy presets or trying to emulate them, like from the real artist, it's not going to be exact. It's going to be ballpark, but I think I've come up with something that is pretty close to give you that Gary Moore feel anyways. And I specifically tried to tailor it after his Still Got the Blues song from the album of the same name from 1990, Still Got the Blues. So anyways, we got the Les Paul, the Pod Go, so here we go. In the description box below, there'll be a link where you can download this preset for free in the custom tone area on the Line 6 website. And to any new viewers, thanks for checking this out. I hope you stick around and watch the whole video. To all the returning subscribers and or returning viewers, appreciate it. Appreciate the support. It helps keep the channel going. And any of you who have not subscribed, click that little subscription button below and ring that notification bell. All right, so I'll do a little playing and then I'm going to go through, show you the preset. Okay, so let's take a look at the preset here. Okay, so let's start from the very left. So from the input, I have the gate on. Okay, next I'm using the UK wah 846. Just if you want a wah, it's there. I believe that's mirrors a Vox. Next in the chain, I'm using the TMA overdrive, and the reason I'm using a drive is because I have the amps set to a clean tone, which we'll get to in a minute. But I have the drive, the TMA. Next is the effects loop, which I'm not using. Okay, so for the amp, I'm using a Brit J45, so like, you know, a Marshall J45, I'm using the normal one. And I have it set for a clean, so, you know, I have the drive at 4 here, I've got the bass down, and I'm, you know, I did a little reading online from a couple of articles like how to sound like Gary Moore and whatnot. So I tried to mirror some of the settings that were suggested, like, you know, push the mids up, treble as a fair, you know, considerable amount, presence. And now here I've done a trick here. I'm using the channel volume, but I have 2 different settings for the channel volume. Now I've assigned a foot switch 4. Right here, foot switch 4, and what this is going to do is when I have the TMA on, it puts the channel volume at 5, and then when I take the TMA off, the channel volume goes up to 8, because when I took it off and went for clean, the volume dropped. Now sure, I could adjust the level of the TMA, but I liked what I dialed in for the dirty overdriven lead tone, so I didn't want to mess with that. But I didn't like the considerable volume drop from when I took the TMA off, so I tried upping the channel volume. I said okay, and what you can do with this, how to do this, and I have another video about using the bypass controller for assigning parameters and foot switches. So that's what I did. Basically, I went to the bypass control, I went to the channel volume parameter, and I assigned it to foot switch 4. And then you know, once you start dialing in which foot switch you want, on the screen pops up a minimum volume or value and a maximum value. So I took when the TMA was engaged, I made sure that it was assigned to the minimum value of 5 for the channel volume, and then when I took the TMA out, I made sure that it went up to 8. And you can adjust that here with these little white arrows. I mean, you can slide this if you wanted to. If say, oh, 8's too loud, I'm going to put it to 7.1 or whatever. But anyways, this is how I have it set for that. And I'll give you a little demo of that right now. So let's get the Tima on. Okay, so that's a nice way to utilize some of these features, like, you know, changing parameters and assigning them to switches. So that can save you, you know, some headaches and some blocks. All right, so moving forward, for a chorusy effect, I'm using the Dimension because I believe the Dimension is based on the Roland SSD 320 Dimension. And I read in an article that sometimes, at least for the Still Got the Blues album, I think when there were spots where it was clean, he used that for like a chorusing effect. So let's put that on. And we're on clean, so let's hear that. Got to be careful with what I play. Anyway, so that's the Dimension. Next in the chain, and I like to put modulation in between the amp head and the cabinet. That's just me, but that's just what my ears feel sounds best. But you know, play again with any preset. You play with these things and adjust things how your ears hear them. All right, so let's see the cabinet. We are using the 1960 T75 and, you know, dynamic mic. Just, I think this is pretty much default settings, and I like them. Now, next is the dedicated EQ block, and I'm using a parametric EQ. And I just picked a couple of frequencies, like the low 110. I just to kind of hone in and either, you know, boost or take out some of these specific frequencies, just to try and match the tone that I heard on the Still Got the Blues track. So that's the settings there. Mid I adjusted there at 725. Took it down a bit, and I don't believe I adjusted the high. I thought it was okay. Okay, so onwards. Keep hitting that. Okay, so a delay. I'm using a Bucket Brigade because I believe it's the Boss. Oh, I forget the number, if it's a DM2 or something like that, but I read again that sometimes, I guess around that period, this was one of the analog delays that Gary would use, so it was available in the Pod Go, so I thought I'd try it. So let's put that on. Try it out. Okay, so there's the delay. And another thing I did actually, before I get to the last couple of blocks in the output, I did an adjustment for, well actually, no, that'll be part of the output. So I'm getting ahead of myself, sorry. So you know what, we will continue with the next block. The reverb. So I'm using a dynamic hall. To get that feel from the Still Got the Blues track and the album. So you'll see the settings there, and you'll obviously, when you download the preset, you'll see all these settings, and again, adjust as you see fit. So the last block is volume pedal, and I don't touch it. I just put it at the end. So I like having a volume pedal at the end of the chain, so that if I want to kill the whole signal, I make sure everything gets killed. Maybe it doesn't matter. You can be right at the front. Again, that's just my personal preference. Now for the output, I actually did a controller assignment here. Now this is where I made a lead boost. Okay, so I took the output and, just trying it out, and I thought it didn't sound terrible and didn't sound too tone coloring either. So what I did is, for the level of the output, when I've assigned it to foot switch 5, so when foot switch 5 is off, the decibels are at the default 0. But when I put the level on, I think I kicked it up to 4 dB, and I did that more so on purpose for this demo so that you can hear the change. But again, you adjust as your ears or needs see fit. So I'll do some playing, and then I'll kick in the foot switch 5 for my lead. Okay, so that's basically everything in the preset. And again, any preset, at least that I build, I try to get it as close. Like if I'm doing a preset to mimic or mirror an artist, I try to get it as close as I can. I mean, we are limited with blocks and stuff, here. And signal paths and amps, because if I was using a Stomp, HX Stomp, or a Helix, of course I could have dual pass, or I could have 2 different cabinets or 2 different amps, to switch between. You know the drill. But when I'm doing let's call it an artist preset on the Pod Go, I like to look online, and you can find articles by such publications as Guitar World or whatnot, where they have people dissect certain rigs of artists and give you a general idea of what they used on what time frame or era of their career. And that's what I do. I try and look that up and do the best we can, and of course use the ears as the guide. So anyways, I hope you like this preset. Again, it's available for free to download in the custom tone area of the Line 6 website. So as always, thanks for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you who've taken the time to watch this video. And I appreciate all you new viewers who've taken a chance on this channel, and hopefully you'll be a returning viewer. And I appreciate all the subscribers. And if you haven't subscribed, again, hit that subscription button. And if you're so inclined, ring that notification bell so that you'll know when my next Pod Go video or I'm starting to do HX Stomp, but when my next video comes out. Okay, so let's be good to each other, and let's have a fantastic music making 2023. Thank you. Take care.